Do you think they can find it in the next 5 games?
Yes.
If they do find it in the next 5 games, do you honestly believe it's real in the postseason?
Well, look, this team won the last few games of the season last year. There's no reason that they can't tap into that same energy and then bring it with them. Because realistically, if they're able to hold them off, they're going to be playing a series at home, right?
Yes. Okay. Rodney Smiley says that, do you guys remember last year Baltimore has some of the hottest prospects in baseball playing on a team, and look at what happened. It's a great example. Example.
Orioles were supposed to be the class this year.
Yeah, it was just a couple of years. They won years ago. They won 101 games. So, look, it's amazing to me how this has happened. I am frustrated just like everybody else is. I love some of the positivity in the chat, too, where they're saying there's 5 games left. Yes, things can happen. Here's the reason, and we'll hear the Tigers, you guys all gave up on us. If they come back and win this, you guys all gave up on us. It's us against the world, all this other stuff, right? They gave you reason to lose faith. When you are in this type of slump, and it's elongated, they gave you reason to do it.
Months long.
Okay? If there are certain things that we're watching with our eyes that we actually believe. And this is one of them. We're believing that perhaps, and you said it earlier, perhaps this is who they are. I don't like admitting that. I hope I'm wrong, but maybe this is who they are. A good team who can win mid-80 games. I thought that would be enough. I thought 88 wins would be enough to win the AL Central. It appears that will not be the case. Maybe it will be, but now look at all the teams that leapfrogged them.
Yeah.
Okay?
Cleveland's just too damn hot, and the Tigers are just too damn cold right now. But so much of this comes down to A.J. Hinch for me. I felt like he managed this team to that 15-game lead, to 25 games over 500. Yeah. And I felt like the roster came back down to earth. So at this point, with 5 games, as we've just mentioned a few times, it's up to this excellent manager to get the most out of what is probably an 85 to 88 win roster and get them into the damn playoffs. If this guy's as good as we've been saying he is all season, he's got to find a way. Maybe that's
Dude, you are so right about that. That's what gave everybody confidence. Mm-hmm. Seriously. It's okay. We've got the best manager in baseball. He's the guy who can get us through.
And he's the guy that can finish it off.
It hasn't happened, though.
But he can finish it off. He did it last year.
It's a different team. I don't care about last year.
I don't
think there's any momentum from one year to the next. I truly don't.
But there is understanding of these last 5 games and what's at stake and what they capitalized on last year in order to win the division. So that to me is just like, well, we've been here before.
But you know what they look eerily similar to right now?
The Twins from last year?
Like I was going to say that. The end of that Guardian series. Where you could tell they were out of steam, and you knew this. I don't see how they're going to be able to turn this around because they were out of steam.
They kind of look like the 15.
That's a pretty good example right there.
They kind of look like the 15-2 Lions that were completely focused on being the best regular season team and winning as many games and getting that number 1 seed. And then between health and energy, they just ran out of gas. And are the Tigers? Are they out of gas, man?
Well, don't you think? Last year, Detroit finished, was it 5.5 or 6 games behind Cleveland in the division? Don't you think Cleveland felt like, they had to play well going into the playoffs too? I mean,
enough to beat us in the series, that's for damn sure.
If that's the mindset?
Yeah. Well,
like Detroit last year, what did we always say about them? We said they've been playing playoff baseball since the end of August, right? End of August, mid-August, all the way through September. Cleveland's been doing the same thing. I mean, it's literally a role reversal in one season.
Yeah, no doubt.
So I don't care as much about what happened a year ago. I care about what's happening right now.
Oh, I'm not living in the past. I'm just hoping that they can tap into that experience. Say, listen, guys, we've been here. We have to do this. Otherwise, we are going to be called the Twins all off season.
Do you think, by saying we've been there, they weren't the hunted last year?
No,
they were the hunter.
Yeah, for sure.
Now they were the hunted. Do you believe there's a huge difference there?
There absolutely is. But at this point, with 5 games left, they are tied for the division, which I would say is pretty much almost exactly what happened last year. Or tied for a playoff spot is where they were last year. I think that when they went into Houston, they were playing so hot, and Houston was like, well, these guys don't even deserve to be here, and they got smarted out of there. Then you go to the Cleveland series, a team that's very, very familiar with this team, but Cleveland said, hey, they shouldn't be here, but look what they did to the Astros. So they were able, with a better roster and better management and better experience, they were able to dispatch this Tigers team last year. It is obviously a very different role. It's a complete role reversal, as you mentioned. Yeah. But you still are exactly where you were last year. You're actually better. You're better. You're not tied with a few games left.
You're not playing as good a baseball, though.
No, but you got to tap in.
You may be better, but you're not playing as good a baseball. But to me,
if I'm the manager, that's what I'm going to tap into. I'll be like, guys, we were right here last year. This is the same spot. Don't lament on the ground you've lost. Just understand the ground you have to gain with 5 games left.
I'm sure A.J. Hinch has said that
a lot over the last 2 months.
But he may have said that, and it's you can talk all you want. Yep. You've got to go out there, and you got to have more confidence in hitting the ball and putting the ball in play, fielding the ball, not throwing the ball between your legs, and so on and so forth. And the other thing I would say is there's no way Houston last year said about the Tigers, I don't think they deserve to be here. We're looking past them.
Well,
no professional.
I like to think so.
Most professional athletes and teams
especially
do
with the
not
former
think
manager
that.
over on the sidelines.
Yeah, right, exactly. What were you going to say, Kool-Aid? Go ahead.
No, I'm just right now. Randall Smalls, he's been in this chat, just really banging the drum of positivity, even more so than me. I feel like I need to give him
the positivity.
Love Randall.
Tigers Kool-Aid, and shout out to Randall for supporting us. He believes that the Tigers pitching is still the best. You've seen me on this little bit of a seesaw, Shep, and you asked the question when everything was still sweet. You asked questions. You looked at things. You were like, yo, who's your playoff number 2? Who are you confident? What's your rotation? There are things this team needs to show up. And you did bring the receipts. You brought what you thought should be done. But I'm not feeling necessarily the same way as Randall. What are you seeing about that?
Can I just give you one number, Randall, that might unfortunately change your mind? When you talk about starting pitching, the number is 19. 19 is the consecutive starts Cleveland starters have had allowing 2 runs or fewer.
Wow.
19 straight. The starters. Now, they're not going super deep. Gavin Williams last night threw, 6 innings. Here's what frustrated me the most about last night. It's not Tarek Skubal's throw between the legs and the wild pitch and how he unraveled a little bit in the 6th. Yeah. What I wanted to see, and maybe this happened behind the scenes, so I could be wrong. What I wanted to see is a Jack Morris moment. I wanted to see a Mickey Lolich moment. I wanted to see a Justin Verlander moment. And that moment is, you're taking me out? Bullshit. You're not taking me out. I want the ball. I'm going back out there. I don't give a crap if I've thrown 95 pitches or 195 pitches.
You're so right on
I want the mound. This is my game. To show something. Sometimes that gets overblown. But when Mayo Smith said to Mickey Lolich, I need, after Game 6, Denny McClain won Game 6, 1968. He said, I'm going to need you to pitch for Game 7. Mickey Lolich says, I can throw an inning or 2. Yeah, I can give you. He says, no, I need you to start. 2 days rest. That dude goes out there. And after each inning, Mayo Smith said, hey, I need you for another inning. I need you for another inning. When he got to, I believe, the 4th or the 5th, Mickey Lolich said to him, this is my game. When Jack Morris is on the mound and Sparky Anderson walks, he goes, what the blank are you doing? I don't want to talk to you. This is my game. That's what I wanted from Tarek Skubal. Now, I don't know if he said that. He may have, and he was probably only going to change A.J. Hinch's mind anyway. But God dang it, that's what I wanted. That's what, I think he's an ace, but that's what the type of bulldog mentality I think a lot of pitchers need today. In a moment like that last night, I wanted my best. Even if he lost, I wanted my best out there, and I didn't get it.
100% agree.
Well, it's supposed to be the statement game for him. He's supposed to right the shit. He's supposed to stop that run from the Guardians and get us on a roll on the road in a series we have to win. And it was the antithesis of that. He looked very fallible. And that's the last bastion of hope for Tigers fans as well. We got the stopper. And we had him in that game one. Everybody thought we were going to see a different result than what we saw. And I absolutely agree with everything you just said.
Yeah, that was actually pretty spot on.
I don't know. It's really too many times people look at me and they go, "Oh, here we go. Grab the shotgun, wax up the Gran Torino, and tell people to get off your lawn." But there are certain times when that mindset, even though it may not work for today's day and age athletes, but there are certain times where it does. Last night was one of those. I wanted that moment.
Yep.
The guys who want the ball, the Bulldogs, whatever, the Kurt Schillings of the past, the Steve Carltons of the past, the Bob Gibsons of the past, they tell the manager, by the way, I know I'm at 95 pitches. I'm going back out there, okay? I've got good stuff. I let something affect me in the 6th. I'm going to put it behind me.